I thought I may also mention health. General health has a lot to do with your sexual enjoyment. I noticed as my when my wife started losing her health, I started losing my health. And as I lost my health, I noticed I lost a lot of my sex drive. And it was real noticeable on my wife. It was real noticeable. And so health, natural health, is a big thing. So the healthier you can keep yourself, let's see, how do I say it? You should be able to stay more sexually active, and not only sexually active, but your mind will be more on your partner, how to please the partner. But it does take, like I say, good health. I thought it might have something to do with age. As we age, the Viagra kind of thing and all this kind of stuff. But I think it's as your health deteriorates, so does your sex drive. But it's just something to think about. The goal of having a healthy sexual relationship, when it's added in to a marriage, because a marriage, you need all of the different aspects of marriage to make the relationship work well. And like I say, we're talking about the sex. So the idea is, and it's much easier when you are married to the person. In other words, you go to bed with them every night. Now I'm not saying I gotta have sex every night. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, my obligation is to do what I have to do for her satisfaction. And I've noticed down here with these single guys I'm running around with, few of them realize that that's the point and the purpose. And some of them are divorced. Some of them never been married. And so, it's all different aspects of the single guys. But every one of them, like I say, they're Latinos. So every one of them are romantics. They're real romantic. I mean, they know how to wine and dine. And the reason I'm even mentioning that is yesterday was my birthday. And so we went out, and we went out, but we brought some women, and I just couldn't believe it. My own eyes, I could see him, boy. You could see him working. He knew what he was doing. It was really, really good. It was an art, but this guy knows what he's doing, and this is why I say we've been doing a lot of talking, and now we've been opening up on both sides. I've been talking also. Normally, I don't ever talk about it. Normally I say I'm just with my one woman. So, and like I said, I'm with married men, so we just don't really talk about it. So, but now this is what they're trying, because he knows, because we've been running around, and he sees the way I act. He knows there's something that I'm not sharing with him. So this is why we've been talking more and more. But and this is what made me think I probably need to make a video on this, because like I say, the married people, I don't want to tell anybody about the married people what to do. I mean, that's their business. So, but like I say, the single people, both men and women, they need to realize that the sex is just part of a relationship, and you don't get focused on that. But I think, and I may be wrong, but I think when you're dating, and this is where I said before I don't like dating, but when the dating part, I think the sex is part of the dating part, in which for me, I'm not. When I'm doing the dating part, I'm showing you what I have to offer in the way of my mannerisms and my personality. And is this the type of stuff that is going to enrichen your personality? Because that's what I look for in a woman. I want her personality to make my personality glow. So, and then again, you got to remember, I'm older, I'm wiser, and I don't run on hormones anymore. I used to think, because of my physical activity, because I'm real physical, and like I say, I do a lot of combat, and I used to think the best combat men are the ones that their hormones are really going. In other words, they're driven, they're sexually driven. And now I'm better now in my physical combat than I ever have been. So, and I say I'm not run by hormones, but I still know my hormones still work, and so I do get little flashbacks, I guess, but it's easier for me to control it now. And but for a relationship, and that's why I've been trying to hold back any sex until we talk about marriage. But I say I think this is not a reality thing, and so I don't know how it's going to work, and so. But anyway, you have to understand, as a male, we have sexual obligations. And when you fulfill those obligations in the bed with your mate, then, I'll put it this way, there's a reason why in my world, the man takes the lead, and the woman is the one that does the guiding, and the woman clarifies things because the man's thinking a lot of stuff, and she needs a lot of clarification, and that's what the woman's job is. And it doesn't stop. That part of the woman's job obligation does not stop at the bedroom. She needs to how do I say it? Help him along, guide him, just like you would any other thing. And as the man, the same thing, needs to take the responsibility. You don't, because the woman's guiding you, doesn't mean you step back and let her take the responsibility. No. And that does not work in any aspect. Well, I guess I said that wrong, because the house, I believe, is the woman's responsibility, and when she needs help, then she gets a hold of me. And there's things like that. But I'm talking about like financial, the sexual, the protection of the family and stuff like that. You don't stand back and let the woman do all this stuff. You need the woman's guidance, but the man needs to man up and do what he has to do. He needs to work. He needs to bring home the money. He needs to make sure that the money's being spent properly. But like I say, it goes on every aspect of the relationship, because the buck stops with the man. That's what happens when the man takes the responsibility. And now I say that responsibility goes on into the bedroom also. If the man, and it's a fun thing, that's what I don't understand, why they're so short-sighted down here. These men are so short-sighted. You know, they're just looking for their own orgasm, and then that's it. They're not willing to put the effort out to do the multiple orgasms. And matter of fact, you know, some of the women down here don't even realize that they're capable of doing multiple orgasms. I find it really, really strange because, like I say, these are Latin American lovers, and there's a very small percentage of them that can really do it properly. What you need to do is focus on what you can do as the man, and as the woman, you need to help give them the guidance needed so they can take on that responsibility. And it's a fun thing. This is why, you know, down here they got the auto hotels, and that's where you take your sweet thing to this auto hotel and you do your thing then. And you know, the thing is they charge by the hour. And I don't know how to say this, but what I try to do is, let's go to another town, and because everybody's got their children, I mean they live with their children, so we'll go to another town and we spend time with each other, real time, and see where it goes. And in other words, what I'm saying is, don't look at the clock. Don't, I mean, yeah, there are quickies, I understand. And not every time you have sex is going to be, woo, Disneyland exploding. Not every time. I understand that. But that should be some kind of a goal sometime or another. But keep this in mind. I'm sorry if I sound like an idiot. This is not a subject that I'm comfortable about talking about. It's really personal, and it really, as a man, when you take that responsibility and you fulfill it, this is your goal. How can you bring joy to your woman? And you can do it on a regular basis, and you want to do it on a regular basis. Your confidence is just amazing. That's the one thing I've noticed. The Latino lovers that really know what they're doing really have confidence, not only in the romantic world, but in the business world. Now none of them are good in combat, I think. So my idea about combat related to the hormone thing is really gone. That's where I figured this out. Because, man, these guys are lovers, but they don't know the combat stuff. But once you take charge of the bedroom, and once you set your goals properly to satisfy your mate, life will never be the same. And I think that is the one, I mean, my wife and I, there was many aspects of our relationship we did really well. But I think that was one of them that kind of held everything together. It really, it's the emotional part that really makes it so she had confidence. She knew I wasn't going to leave her. She knew that I would take care of her. She knew all this stuff. That's kind of like the dip of ice cream on the cake. So work on your, if you're lucky enough to have, really I want to say, a spouse, because I say I still haven't figured out this just having relationships kind of stuff or living together and all that. I haven't figured all that out yet. But I know if you've got this spouse, put your time into the sex. And I don't think you get too old. It's just, and you all the time want to improve and do a better job. Keep that in mind, and you will see your relationship will strengthen way beyond your imagination. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.